welcome.
Whoa.
I think that was Alan's threat about talking about Star Wars, but we'll get to that. Welcome to episode 186 of the Crafty Boys. We are here again. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and
we're here into existence once
and
more.
we're here to drink beer. What are you? Hey, did you open your beer already?
No, I do not.
What is that?
This. Okay. I had a brain fart.
Explain yourself, Dave.
I had a brain fart, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my buddy Nelson, who brews, but he brews kombucha. That's what this is. You can't see it for nothing, but that's what he's doing. It's
I gotta say it right now out here in public. Kombucha's gross. So moving right along.
What?
It's for weirdos, man.
You haven't had the good stuff.
What is the thing that what happens in Hilldale, Alan? It's a breeding ground for something.
Lobos, zips, and zip heads, and tranks.
Tranks. That's what kombucha is about. Welcome to this episode. The beer, I think, was chosen by Dave. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. I was confused as to where the.
So how this worked is I put up 4 choices for us, and then you two were like,
just own it. Just own it, Dave. Say
not sure,
Dave. They don't want to know the process. Just tell them that you picked it.
Well, no, the process is fascinating.
Okay, here you go. We'll open the beer in about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
There's the beer.
What is it?
All right. Now, last week we did try to promise that we were going to do something other than this. But today we're doing Dageraad Pandan, which now, Dave, what is a Pandan?
I have no idea. It's like a bear or something.
You gave this as an option and you don't even know what it is. All right. I'm going to the internet. Pandan.
It's an aromatic leaf used in South and Southeast Asian cooking, which is an incredible coconut flavor enhancer.
There you go.
Which makes
right
sense
on the bottle, gentlemen. So I just want to point out that this is it appears to be only the second time we have done Dageraad in our existence here.
Oh my God!
The first one was episode 49, so it's been a while.
That is true because I think that was the
London that we did.
Yeah. So,
incidentally, we had a thumbs down on that video. I just noticed.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. Who would give us a thumbs down? Honestly,
maybe we said something bad about the beer and they were pissed at us.
Oh, now I'm interested to see how I'm going to like this because I'm not a big coconut guy, and that's what this is. This is a
Peanut Gallery.
This is a coconut porter seasoned with pandan leaf. All right,
that's you.
I love the smell.
I'm pouring.
It is, the Peanut Gallery is very pleased,
and it's got chunks of head on there. It's massive.
Chunks
of head.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did a bad pour here.
I was trying to do a decent pour.
I was trying to do a decent pour, and I just did 2 in a row, and this is what the head turned out on both.
All right. Okay,
so we've got a lot of it's got a lot of effervescence in it. Now, this is an aromatic beer. Like, this is something
that is very aromatic. And holy cow, the flavor!
All right, I haven't tried the flavor. Here we go.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm kind of speechless here.
More than okay. This is more than okay.
Okay, so first of all, are you guys tasting any coconut?
Hang on. It would be a stretch for me to say yes.
You know what? No,
massive
I'm gonna.
stretch.
You know, sometimes if I know it's in there, my brain will convince me that I taste it, but that's not even happening here. But it is very flavorful. It doesn't taste like your average porter. I don't know exactly how to
not even
explain
close.
it. It is really, really flavorful and really good.
Okay, so this, I'm going to say this is a spicy meatball. Are you guys getting that? Or is that just me?
I'm getting some.
Yeah, a little bit of spiciness to it.
Yeah,
not on the tongue. It's sort of like like you detect the flavor of the spices, like you would say like a spiced ale around Christmas time or something like that. But it doesn't sting the tongue like some spicy beers do.
No, true. It's a little like a ginger beer to me in that way.
Yeah. Now we got some excellent lacing going on here. This is probably like, aside from say a nitro can porter, this is the best lacing I have seen on a beer. It just kind of stays.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
It's really neat.
It almost mimics a nitro pour without it being a nitro pour. What are you thinking, Shane?
He's not sure what to think.
I'm liking it. I'm trying to. It's not a flavor that I recognize. Like it's. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you're right. It's got that hint of coconut kind of flavor, but I'm not entirely sure.
This is the. It's weird. I can't really analyze the flavor on it because there's nothing else to compare it with. All I can say is it's really, really good.
I give it a thumbs up. I was not sure about this one because I didn't know what a pandan was.
I still don't really know, actually.
Okay, well, I'll read you guys this one little bit about Pandan
dry
taste.
coconut addition at the very end of the brewing. Sorry, I got distracted there by.
Well, it says here. Now this is the last paragraph. So, Pandan is also made into a paste that is used in cakes and desserts, much the way we use vanilla flavoring in the West. In addition to flavor, Pandan paste also imbues foods with a bright green color, which is not all natural. Food coloring is usually added. Oh, I'm a purchase ready use paste, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see here. So it says tropical plant that grows in Southeast Asia. In Chinese, it is known as fragrant plant because of its unique sweet aroma. The cultivated plant features blah. And just looking for the interesting bits here. Mainly used to flavor desserts and some drinks. Naturally sweet taste.
So here's something that's interesting from the website, the Dageraad website, regarding this beer. So we toasted the coconut at the brewery so we could use freshly toasted coconut in the brew kettle with enough left over for a generous dry coconut addition to the fermenter. Pandan is re-fermented in the bottle, so pour with care to leave the yeast sediment in the bottle.
Oh,
good to know.
Okay.
Yeah. After I've gone and done a really amateur pour here, so hopefully I haven't stirred it all up.
No, well, maybe. All right, so thumbs up from me. Dave?
2 thumbs.
2 thumbs. Yeah. Shane, obviously.
I give it a thumbs up. I was unsure. I was, how shall I say, skeptical.
Yes.
But Dageraad, you've won me over.
I would buy this again.
I would take, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wish this came in a 6-pack because that is quite good, and I would wish to share it with people that I know. Because quite honestly, this is my bottle. You can't have this one. This is mine. This is my bottle. By the way, Locke says hello from law school. He's currently doing his second to last exam or third to last.
Like
I
right
wasn't quite.
now?
It was
Like,
unclear.
10 o'clock?
They surprisingly, he's had exams that go until like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Really?
They don't start till like 8.
Wow.
But yeah, so he is at some point, I hope, gonna pop out of the woodwork. Who knows? But today, let's stop talking about Locke and let's talk about something called
Yes.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Right. So we didn't talk about this last week because we got busy talking about other things. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to nerd out here. We don't do this often. Yeah, actually, we do. We do this a lot, but we're going to do it here today. Okay, so the trailer dropped. What was it? 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half.
Something like that, yeah.
Sweet. We are totally.
Did your guys' jaws drop when you saw it?
No.
No? Shane?
I don't know you anymore, Dave. Who is Dave again?
Okay, so here's my thing. I have basically given up hope. It is no longer a new hope. Although after I see the movie, maybe it will be a renewed hope. But at this point, it's a very little hope. I have not been impressed with pretty much all the stuff that's come out since.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a bitch about this. I admit that.
Okay. All right. Shane, what was your reaction to the trailer?
I am.
Just admit it. You didn't
No.
think it was that great.
No, I thought it was great. I'm confused as to how. Okay, there's 2 things. At the very end of the trailer, we hear the Emperor laughing as we're staring at right after we stare at a chunk of the Death Star. Which Death Star? Not sure. I'm thinking the first Death Star.
No, I think it's the second one. I'm thinking that they're back on Endor.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is I was trying to think of is it on Endor or are we on Yavin? Like what? I don't like. We don't know much. We don't know much about the oceans on these 2 moons, but I don't recall ever seeing an ocean on Endor. They always referred to it as the forest moon of Endor, which to me leads you to kind of go, there's water features, but not a massive ocean like that. Which leads me back to Yavin, which we know something about, but not a whole lot. But it is a full planet with, I don't recall what it looks like from space, but I'm thinking the first Death Star. I really am. Why the Emperor would be there, I have no clue. But, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that's what it is. Or are we potentially going to see because they, when you build something that large, you generally will go through prototyping stages and all kinds of things. So maybe there was another one that was destroyed somewhere, or maybe they scuttled it after they tested it. I don't know. Who knows? But my money's on Yavin on that one. Okay. But overall, what else can you say about it other than it looks so cool. Like it looks cool.
Really cool.
So
really, really cool. So I'm kind of like the last movie. I liked it. But I mean, I wasn't overly, in love with it. I really liked the Force Awakens. So I'm having, because J.J. Abrams is back with this one here, I have a feeling I'm going to like it. J.J. Abrams really knows how to make a teaser trailer. That much is clear. So I think we're kind of benefiting from that a little bit. Also, the shocking stuff that was in it, like, you know, not necessarily shocking with Billy D. Williams, although that's kind of cool to say, hey, Lando's back. But with the Emperor laugh at the end, it's like, is the Emperor alive? You know, is this going to be a big role? Is it going to be a small role? I'm kind of leaning towards it's going to be kind of a big role. What this does is this shifts where the last two trilogies have been all about the life of Darth Vader, of Anakin Skywalker. Now it's kind of making it seem like all three trilogies combined are going to be about Sheev Palpatine. You know?
Well,
so here's my question to you. Do you think that Palpatine, like, are we going to see like a Force ghost, or is he alive?
well, to be honest, it could go either way. I mean, we already know quite a bit about the whole Force ghost thing. We see it in several films. We see it being talked about how you can do something cool like that. In at the end of episode 3, I think. And so you see all these things, and I suspect that's probably what's going on. Now, it was brought to my attention by one of my neighbors who said that there is a comic series called Dark Empire from the mid 90s where the story is the Emperor cloned himself like the Clone War, like the clones from the Clone War, and created bodies for him that he could be transferred into. How that works, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't read it, but apparently in the storyline of that particular story, he is in like he's been put into like a 20-year-old version of himself, and he becomes incredibly powerful because of his youth. So I don't know. I kind of hope that that's something that is potentially worked into it. But again,
I'd be surprised. Basically, because when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, all those stories that were written up until that point were basically uncanonized, or however you
yeah, no, I'm not saying that was canon, but I'm just saying that might be one potential thought. However, my suspicion is that it's probably going to go Force Ghost, but again,
another option. Now, I don't know if you guys watch the Rebels TV.
I haven't seen it yet.
No. Okay. So, and I don't want to give anything away on that in case you were, but essentially at the end, the young Jedi, he had discovered what was called the world between worlds. This is a place that Jedi and Sith can access. It's sort of, you know, you can open up a portal and go to this nether world or whatever. It's the world between worlds, and there's like these pathways.
Unimatrix Zero.
You can go basically anywhere at any time you want it. So if the Emperor, when he was being thrown down into the chasm or whatever, he could have opened up a portal and gone to the world between worlds. So I mean that's a possibility.
Because Rebels technically is canon, like that's been established. Same with Clone Wars, yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, you know, now I guess part of what I'm hoping we see is a return to what was the word I'm looking for? I guess episode 7. I kind of want that again. Because I mean, a lot of people complained about episode 7 being like, it's like the same bloody thing, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, not necessarily. No. So I don't know. I kind of hope that that we do see something like that. Like I really want it. You know, I want to feel like I was 4 years old again in the theater.
Yeah. I don't know
What
if
is gonna
that's
happen?
going to happen, but yeah, I mean, another option with the whole Palpatine thing, aside from the world between worlds and being a Force ghost, is I don't know, like, what if he just survived? He's been camping out on Endor all this time. I mean, I think it has to be Endor. I think it's got to be the second one, because I think if Palpatine, because Palpatine was there on that second Death Star, um, I don't think it can be the first one because he was never on it. So it's got to be Endor, and maybe it's not the forest moon of Endor. Maybe it's actually Endor itself. You know, the planet.
Okay, I'm googling Endor. Does Endor actually have? Right, pulling up the Wikipedia.
We were on. They were in Return of the Jedi. They were on one of the moons of Endor, the forest moon of. Oh, okay. So was it a forest moon around Endor, or was it a moon called Endor?
8% surface water. It had 2 suns, Endor 1 and Endor 2.
Okay.
Endor system. Here we go. What's in the Endor system? Lando. No, Lando's a man, not a system. Orbits Endor. Okay. Endor is a gas giant in the Endor system in a binary star system located, blah, blah, blah. The planet was orbited by 9 moons, the largest of which was known as the forest moon of Endor. Really? So it's a gas giant in the middle. So that means I want
It's
to
got
know.
to be. It's got to be the forest moon then.
Excuse me.
But I have to say this. Okay, the explosion at the end for both Death Stars was so huge. I mean, you don't see big, huge chunks of it flying off. I mean, it was just fire. That's all it was. I mean, it was like smithereens kind of thing. Like, how does a big chunk like that land on the planet intact after those explosions? I mean, come on.
I'm guessing there wasn't enough left for that.
Maybe. Okay, this is kind of out there. Maybe the Emperor is by himself, and all this time he's trying to rebuild a Death Star by himself.
he's like bang, 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 bang. Oh, I dropped that bolt again. Okay, I could totally see that. I could.
The Elmer's glue out. He's
like doing that. You know, he's doing like an A-team montage. You know, he's got like the mask and the welding unit. You know, him carrying like beams of steel and stuff. You know, using the Force. Okay, that I would pay to see that. I would pay to see just that. Somebody like the.
I love it when
he's
a
trying to
plan comes
rebuild.
together.
Oh my god, that is brilliant! Absolutely brilliant.
That is totally Robot Chicken.
It is very Robot Chicken. But I have a question about what happens after this Star Wars film. What do we know of any? I have not looked this up at all, but I am assuming there's tons of speculation out there. But what is the next film? Like, what do we get a film in December of 2020? Do we not get anything?
Everything is on the back burner. There were plans for another trilogy, which Rian Johnson was going to put together. There was also some standalone films for like a Boba Fett story, possibly an Obi-Wan story. All that stuff has been shelved due to the lack of success of the last 2 films, meaning the Han Solo movie and The Last Jedi. there is talk that Star Wars, maybe a movie every year is too much. And I would argue that that's true. I would argue that's true.
I would agree as well, because I think that, I mean, here's the problem. I don't think a Star Wars film every year is overly done, as long as it's done at the right time of year.
Yeah.
I think that episode 9 should have come out next year. Mainly because I think Solo should have been released this December. Because what did we have last December? Anything? Did we have a year off of Star Wars, or was it episode 8? I can't remember. What did
it was episode 8?
So episode 8. Han
Solo.
Yeah, and yeah, I really think that it's not, as long as it's treated with a certain level of respect, where we have a Star Wars film that's well done once a year. I don't mind that, with maybe a gap every so often. But rushing Solo out like that was a big mistake. They should have kicked it all the way to this December and knocked episode 9 till next year. Because
there was so much anticipation for, say, in the original trilogy, there's 3 years in between movies, and we didn't have the internet to talk about speculation and for leaks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you just went to school and talked about it with your buddies and everything, and then you had to wait for the movie to come out, and then when you saw the movie, then you knew what happened. But now, I mean, there's at most in the saga, there's 2 years in between films, so there's 1/3 less amount of time, and everybody knows everything. There's leaks and online crap, and people like Mike Zero on YouTube, with all these leaked information. So there's this guy on YouTube. His name is Mike Zero, and he claims to have all this inside information from the Star Wars movies. But when I look up all the reviews on this guy knows nothing. He's just making shit up and collecting the views and everything on YouTube and monetizing it and all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, here's an example. You got guys like that going around, profiting off of misinformation about Star Wars movies and stuff. It's a totally different time.
So what do you think, Dave?
Bantha tracks, baby. That was the shit.
If you were to actually ride a Bantha, what do you think it would be like?
I think it would be similar to riding an elephant.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
Because actually Banthas are elephants with costumes on. So,
how do you know?
Because I read that.
He was there, man.
Where did you read that, man? Where did you read it?
Mike Zero told me.
Damn you, Mike Zero! Well, Star Wars will be coming. Mandalorian is coming out. When is Mandalorian hitting? September, October? When is Disney Plus opening? Does anybody know? Disney Plus is starting. I don't remember, actually, to be honest. At some point, I could look it up, but I can't find it right away. But essentially, it's coming out. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Disney Plus will start at
November 12th. So November 12th is when Disney Plus opens, and that's when we will see the launch of The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. And something else Star Wars related will also be
the new Clone Wars season.
Clone Wars, yes, as well, exactly. So we have a couple of Star Wars bits of content, and supposedly most of pretty much the Disney catalog will be available on the streaming service. It's supposed to be about half the price of Netflix, which of course means that Disney Plus will be primarily all Disney content at the beginning, but might add in, of course, the Fox purchase is done. So whatever is in the 20th Century Fox catalog might also wind its way into that service as well.
Like A New Hope. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe the original theatrical release.
Probably not. Well, you never know. George is not the boss anymore. So,
Nope.
But of course, Kathleen Kennedy is basically George Lucas in female forms. So she might not do anything to make him sad, even if he's not in direct control. So, so I doubt we'll see that at all. But essentially, but I think that we've got a lot of different things coming there. The blah 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 on April. Here we go. Here's what I was going to read to you. But on April 11th of this year, the original 6 films will be also available with the Force Awakens and Rogue One, because they bought the streaming and broadcasting rights back from Turner, who had the exclusive rights until 2024 to broadcast the original Star Wars films, the first 6 specifically. So the Mandalorian's coming out, the new thing is coming out, and they also are going to have a spin-off series, which I don't think is going to be ready for the launch of the service, but the dude with the mustache, the guy in Rogue One, will be a show about him prior to him dying on the beach in Rogue One. So we all know what's going to happen, but I guess it's going to be his story about how he became such a solid member of the rebellion. So there you go. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. But apparently, the Last Jedi and Solo will be added to the service at the same time as the Rise of Skywalker, which in theory won't be until sometime probably a year and a bit away, like 6 months or so from the release of the film. So there you go. We've talked a lot about Star Wars today. I hope you're happy, Alan. I hope you're happy.
I'm happy.
So that's about it for us today, because, you know, we like to keep this quick and sweet and to the point, and before the beer takes over any of us and we all take our clothes off and run around like crazy naked people. Of course, that would probably get more views. Anyway, or we get banned entirely. Thank you so much. Make sure to do all the spreading of the word via the buttons here somewhere on the screen, and you know, if you are on any social platform out there, tell everyone just how awesome we are, and then never speak to them again, because it'll be a blatant lie. But that's okay, because we're cute and everything. So, any last words, Dave, Alan?
No. Last words.
No, not. I have nothing else left to say. This beer is good.
Yeah, it's very good. Good job, Dageraad.
What about you, Dave? Good job, Dageraad. Cool.
Hey, I'm all thumbs. I'm all thumbs.
You're all thumbs on this one? Excellent, excellent. And as always, Alan, take us out. Bye.